Hi, my name is Neil, and today I'm going to be telling you about arrays, what they are, how to use them, and some examples in C++. So, what is array? In the top here, I have an example of an array. It has each of the indices and all the values. So what is an array? It's just a way to contiguously store a bunch of values, and you can access them with your index. So in this case, the index of 8, which is our first element, is 0. Next is 1, then 2, then 3, all the way to 8. Now, let's say you accidentally tried to get the 9th element in the array. In C++, you actually don't get an error, which can get quite problematic, but in most other languages, it will tell you that you're accessing out of bounds. So you have to make sure you're careful about that. As for why it starts with 0, it's simple. In a computer, all you do is you keep the address of the beginning of the array. And if you know what kind of value is stored there and how big it is, you can just multiply. You can do the index multiplied by the size of the value that you're storing plus the beginning address of the array. And of course, the first element is right at the beginning. So that's just a simple reason. So let's look at some examples. There are two kinds of arrays that I'll be showing you, but this one is a standard array in C++. At the top, we have the program. You can, of course, use bits to include everything, but all we need for this example is IOStream to print the values. Here, I am initializing a array A, which has 4 values, as indicated by this inside of the square brackets, and I'm starting it with the values 2, 4, 6, and 8. As you can see, 4 values. Now here, I'm actually changing the values. A index 0, and we know that is the first element, I'm making it 5. So this 2 will become a 5. And I'm doing a 3, which is the fourth element in the array. I'm going plus plus, which just adds 1 to it. Now over here, which is very important, I'm iterating over the array. So how am I doing this? I'm iterating from 1 to 3, and I'm starting I at 0 and going till while I is less than 4. As we notice, 4 is the length of the array, and I am just printing A of I. Of course, you can do anything you want with this value. As we see here, if I run it in the terminal, it gets exactly what we expect. The first one is 5 because I changed it earlier. The next one is 4, 6, and 9 because I added it. So, one thing with this array is it's always a set size. You can't change the size. And if you access out of memory, you'll get an error. So to solve this, there's a different kind of array in C++ called a vector. In a vector, you have to include it, or again, you can use bits. You have to include vector in these square brackets, and you also have to change the way you declare it. You go vector, and inside of a greater and less than sign, write the type. In this case, I'm going to do an integer again. And as you can see, in this case, we haven't changed the size of the array, so we can traverse it and change all the values exactly the same as what we did in our standard array. But we have some added functionality. Here I'm doing a.popback, which removes the back. In this case, it's removing the 9. And then I'm pushing back 0, which will add a 0 at the end. Now, if I didn't have this pushback, the new size of the array would actually be 3, and that is the power of a vector. Here, I'm printing the size of an array with a.size. if you ever need to find out the size of a vector, just do the name of the vector dot size. And here we have a different way of iterating over a vector. Since, again, you don't know the size, you just have to do this. But make sure you choose the right value, the right variable type. Another way to do this is you just do a.size instead of 4 to make sure it works. And if you see here, it works perfectly. It removes 9 and adds 0 on the end. And it tells us that correctly that 4 is our size. And there you have it. 2 ways to use a vector, with both have their drawbacks. The standard one is a bit quicker since you don't have to worry about changing the length, but it does not have the added functionality of the vector. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.